Good day everyone, good day sir. This is our video presentation of our midterm project web application that will allow a user to generate bingo cards and play the game, which will be displayed on the user screen in tabular format. Here are the members of the group: Abella Don Carlos Miguel, De La Fuente Christian, Galang Harold, Manguera Cherilu, Morales Erwin, Nierba Melanie, Punsaran Adrian Earl, Tolin Miko James, and Tongkoshan Adriel E. The code starts with the usual doctype HTML declaration and the opening HTML tag. The head section of the code includes some metadata such as the character set, the compatibility mode, the viewport, and the title of the page, which is Midterm Project. The link tag includes an external style sheet file called bingo.css. The body section of the code contains a table tag that defines a table with a border of 2 pixels and the class name of TBL1. The table has 5 rows and 5 columns. Each TD tag has a class name of either bingo pattern or bingo pattern table. The bingo pattern is applied to the diagonal cell of the table, while the bingo pattern table class is applied to the remaining cells. The table tag contains TR tags for each row and TD tags for each cell, defining the layout of the bingo patterns. We create a section in the center of the page that contains different elements for playing a game of bingo. First, there is a division with the class Ballroom TV, which contains 2 headings and one saying ballrooms and displaying the current ball that has been drawn using a paragraph tag with IDBD, and the other saying ballroom and displaying the current ball using a paragraph tag with ID ballroom result. Next, there is an input field of type number with class number of cards input and ID user input that allows the user to input the number of bingo cards they want to play with. Below the input field, there are 4 buttons: draw cards, draw ball, reset game, and bingo. The first button, draw cards, executes the JavaScript function draw card when clicked. The second button, draw ball, is initially disabled and only becomes enabled when the user inputs a valid number in the input field and clicks the draw cards button. When clicked, the draw ball function is executed. The third button, reset game, is also initially disabled and becomes enabled after the user has clicked the draw cards button. When clicked, the clear all function executed. The fourth button, bingo, is initially disabled and becomes enabled after the user has clicked the draw cards button. When clicked, the bingo function is executed. There is a division with ID container that contains another division with ID bingo card where the bingo cards will be displayed once they are generated using JavaScript.
Good day, this is the continuation of the explanation on our project. We get the element ID in order to set values and functions. Use these functions to set or display random numbers to draw in the game. This function will be used to draw the card, displaying it in the game. If the user input is not empty, this function is used to mark a cell on a card by changing the value of the cell, as marked if the drawn ball is matched in the cell and upon clicking the cell by the user. The background color will change visualizing the cell is marked. Thank you.
This is a JavaScript function called bingo that appears to be part of a larger bingo game program. The function first prompts the user for a bingo card number and stores the input in a variable called select card, and it then retrieves the bingo card from an array called bingo cards based on the selected card number and the set variable called one to false. Next, it sets 4 pattern variables: pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, and pattern 4 to false, and enters a while loop that continues until 1 is true. Within the loop, the function checks for the 4 different bingo patterns by looping through the cell of the bingo selected card matrix and checking whether the current whether the current cell value is included in an array called boldrow.boldrows. If the cell value is included, the function set the appropriate pattern variable to true. If all four pattern variables are true, the function alerts the user that they won and break out of the loop. Otherwise, the function resets the pattern variable to false and continue to the next pattern. The code for the two of the patterns inside four corners in diagonal is provided in the function. The congrats function and the set default value function are not included, so it is unclear what those functions do. The continuation of what I started is
In this part of code, we use a for loop on which the length are indicated and it will be automatically added one by increment. If the pattern 1 is equals to true, the winning pattern will display. The same with the other pattern. When a pattern will perform, an alert will pop up that shows congratulations, you won using inside diamond pattern. We also use the bingo matrix length so that it will return the maximum column or row dimensions. The program has different winning pattern, and if a bingo card will form the given pattern, an alert will always pop up as if the card doesn't form a winning value. The program will continue to draw a number.
My name is Erwin Morales from ITEW2. This is my part of my group. For a bingo game that check for a specific pattern on a bingo card and congratulate the player if they win. The code consists of several functions and a nested for loop that iterate through each cell in the bingo card matrix to check if the drawn ball match the value in the card. If the drawn ball match the value in the card and form a specific pattern like center straight horizontal, the function congrats is called and a congratulation message is displayed with a gift background. If not, the function set the default value is called to reset the pattern flag, and an no bingo found message is displayed. Other functions include clear all to the clear game state and alert message for different events such as empty input or winning. The continuation of what I started is Christian de la Fuente.
The bingo card and its associated function generate matrix. The code generates a random 5x5 matrix for a bingo card with the unique values between 1 and 75. The bingo card class has one constructor which takes in a matrix as an argument. The matrix is initializing as an empty array. The class also has a method called generateMatrix which generates a random matrix for the bingo card. The generateMatrix method starts by declaring an empty array called RBingo to store the values of the bingo card. It also declares two variables, temp and isDuplicate, to store the temporary and duplicated values respectively. The generate matrix methods then initializes the matrix to a 5x5 array with all values set to 0. It also declares two arrays, min and max, to store the minimum and maximum values for each column of the matrix. The next method uses two nested loops to iterate through each element of the matrix. For each element, it generates a random number between the minimum and maximum values for the for that column using the math.random function. It, it then checks if the generated number is unique by comparing it with the values in the R bingo array. If it if the generated number is unique, it is added to both the R bingo array and the corresponding elements of the matrix. If the number is duplicate, the inner loop decrements the counter j to repeat the iteration for the current element. Finally, the generate matrix methods returns the matrix. The code defines a bingo card.
For continuation, the generate matrix methods call to generate the numbers of the bingo card. The bingo card variable is initialized as empty string to store the HTML code for the bingo card. The opening HTML tags for the table element with the class bingo table in ID bingo card are added to the bingo card. A row of table headers with labels BINGO is added to bingo card using table header element with the class bingo heading. A nested loop iterates over 5 rows and 5 columns to generate the cell of the bingo card. If the current row and columns correspond to the center cell, row 2 and column 2, then a cell with pre-text and a green background color is added to bingo card using a, a table data element with class bingo cell, otherwise a cell with number for the matrix. Property is added to bingo card and on click event is set to call the function. Set mark this with when the cell is clicked. The closest HTML tags for the table element and table row element are added to bingo card. Bingo card is returned as the generate bingo card in HTML format.
I am Melanie and I will discuss about this code for class for Voldro. This class is for the random numbers or creating a new card for a player to games once again. So this includes about the constructor to draw a random ball number. So draw ball, open and close parentheses, flower bracket. Let random numbers equals math.floor, open parentheses, math.random times 75 because the number in the bingo card is 1 to 75 and plus 1. And then try flower bracket if this ball draws that includes random numbers, draw balls else these ball drones that push random numbers. And the switch case will show and check will show and display and also check a generated random number to a specific row. So we use switch case for every letters to identify what is the range of the number. So for the letter I will read the code. So switch through case random numbers less than equal to 1 and random numbers greater than equals to 15. Bold drawn result that inner HTML equals B minus plus random numbers semicolon BD that inner HTML plus equals plus random numbers then break. So as you can see in this code, the the range number of for letter B is 1 to 15, and when the switch case becomes true, it will proceed to another case for the letter I. The range number is 1 to 30. Then proceed to letter N. I'm sorry, for the I is 16 to 30, and for the N is 31 to 45, and for the G is 46 to 60, and for the letter O is 61 to 76. So that is for the switch case. And for the catch, if instance of range error, it will release alert, and will show all numbers have been drawn. That's all.
Hello, my name is Hard Galang. This our last JavaScript constructor for our bingo card game. So constructor, a mark card constructor, a constructor to mark a cell in a card. We use let all column equals document that get elements by tag name cd. So for let I equals to 0, I less than all, column that length I plus plus. This for loop is used to iterate all of the cell in a card, and we use if statement all column I dot value equals mark. It used to determine if a cell is um, its value is equal to mark, which if it's mark or equals to true, all columns I dot style is equal to background color blue, or let's say a cell will a cell background will change into color blue, which mark all uh I'm sorry mark a cell in a card. So to show or to demonstrate our game, we have six pattern six winning game patterns, so the user can det- uh, look if the user is winning the game. So to start a game, we need to enter the number of cards. You can put two cards or one card. In my case, I want to play with one cards. And after picking number of cards, you can draw the cards and display it in the screen. And then after that, you can now draw a ball. After clicking upon clicking draw ball, it will display the ball drawn. It the ball drawn is picked randomly. So n is equal to 45 and 45. So we don't have 45 in our card. In that case, we need to skip this number and draw another ball. O number 69. O 69. So we have 16 number 69, so we can mark this cell 69. Now we can draw another ball N37. Now N37, draw another ball N34. We have 34. B14, we don't have B14, skip 14. N38, we don't have 38. O63. And then just continue until you win the game and get all of the you get a winning pattern. So B7, I25, I22, N31, B4, N42, O70, B58, O72, B6, N30, B9, B48, B57, B53, B12, N32, 274, 35, N35, D49, I28, I17, D54, B10, I21, O73, B3, O64, O75, N33, B2, I16, B47, I20, B51, N43, B15, N41. So here I um I have a winning pattern. So um after having this pattern, you can now call a bingo and then select the card number. So this is the first card number, so select number 1. And after selecting a bingo, the program will congratulate you if you win the game. And we have this confetti. And if you want to start another game, you can just reset the game to start another game if the user wanted. So is that's all for our demonstration of our program. Thank you for watching.